Russian general who may have known about Wagner mutiny goes missing. Russia.
Here's a summary of the article.
A Russian general who previously led the invasion force in Ukraine has not been seen in public since Saturday, with U.S. intelligence reportedly claiming he had prior knowledge of the uprising led by the Wagner chief, Yevgeny Prigozhin. Most analysts in Russia and abroad were skeptical that Surovikin, a loyalist who had taken on command of Russian forces while they were under heavy pressure from a Ukrainian counterattack, would participate in a full-blown mutiny. Just want to emphasize that Surovikin is the commander of the Russian aerospace forces, and Wagner shot down 7+ aircraft, including several aircraft that weren't armed, he wrote on Wednesday. Just want to emphasize that Surovikin is the commander of the Russian aerospace forces, and Wagner shot down 7+ aircraft, including several aircraft that weren't armed. Roadblocks were being dug by Russian police using civilian excavators using military vehicles, he added. While in the one battle that was fought, Wagner forces used Pantsir or STRELA-10 surface-to-air weapons to knock out 6 Russian military helicopters and an Il-22 command and control aircraft. Tatiana Stanovaya, the CEO of the political analysis firm R-Politik, said, while Surovikin might have been sympathetic or privy to the plan, he sided with the state when necessary. While a sharp conflict persisted between Wagner and Shoigu, Gerasimov, Surovikin interacted with Prigozhin, had at least a working relationship, and even acted as a mediator, she wrote. Rebar, a popular Russian military blog written by the former military translator Mikhail Svinchuk, wrote that the mutiny could lead to large-scale purges in the ranks of the armed forces of the Russian Federation and a crash test of the Ministry for Loyalty.
This post received a score of 23,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Gen Sergei Surovikin is the head of the Russian aerospace forces and formerly Moscow's supreme commander in Ukraine. The well-publicized links between Surovikin and Prigozhin have fueled rumors that Surovikin may be purged or put under investigation for supporting the mutiny. We fought together with you, took risks, we won together, Surovikin said. The New York Times, citing Western intelligence sources, reported on Wednesday that Surovikin had prior knowledge of Prigozhin's armed mutiny, in which his Wagner mercenaries captured the city of Rostov and moved on Moscow before cutting an amnesty deal. Edit.
Be a hell of a psyops for US to leak generals connected to coup to unstabilize Russian military.
Like it's ever shown signs of being stable during this entire war law.
That's the trick. Enemy can't destabilize you if you were never stable to begin with.
With this one simple trick, I've managed to avoid any positive benefits from therapy for years. It really works.
That whole failed coup was the most Russian thing I've ever seen.
The funniest part is that this wasn't even the first time there was a Russian military coup where the exact details and motivations were unconfirmed due to the general confusion of all parties involved.
Friendly reminder that this also happened.
The same general failed then too, LMAO.
Yeah, the irony is this wasn't even the first time he will be imprisoned for a failed coup. Russia really can be a clown country, most of the time.
She was going to the White House to protest against the GKCHP and defend it from the army, and she bluntly asked him what he'd do if his commander gave an order to go in and she was in the way. He answered, "I'd run you over, obviously. You can't just ignore an order." They remained friends for around 5 years after it, no idea how. Anyway, that's how I came this close to not being born at all, and partially why I'm so fascinated by the events of 1991.
Saying you can't refuse an order is just a cowardly way to avoid personal responsibility. You can and should refuse illegal orders in any military regardless of the consequences.
Isn't the whole point of military to desensitize them to outside morality so they can just follow orders?
Nope, that's how you get concentration camps.
One of the reasons why we Finns managed so well in WW2 against Russia was because there had been a purge of competent officers. History does not repeat, but it rhymes.
George Lucas.
Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
This is the general who was actually competent and responsible for any little success that Russia has actually had in their invasion debacle.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.